Why is divorce so difficult? That's a common question that folks have. I think to a lot of people, they think, it ought to be a relatively easy process. If both parties want a divorce, it ought to be quick, it ought to be easy, it ought to be painless, right? Shouldn't cost a lot of money. I think that's a general idea. The thing I often analogize this to the folks is wedding requires a lot of planning in those instances. I guess some people elope to Vegas or something like that, get married by Elvis, and it's quick and fast. But for most people out there, right, it's a long process. There's a lot of planning. You've got to do things like decide you're going to do it in church, you're going to do it elsewhere. You got to go through the process of getting flowers, receptions, and where you're going to do the reception at, how many people you're going to invite. You got to send invitations. You've got the license and the paperwork in order to get that divorce process going. So a lot of planning, and then you've got to juggle family issues. You've got to juggle your emotions. Weddings are joyous occasions, but having experienced a lot of that myself, sometimes weddings can lead to family fighting and bickering, that kind of stuff. So you're dealing with all these different emotions, and it can be costly financially as a result, and then costly in an emotional sense. And so I think you want to analogize that to the divorce process, which is getting married requires a lot of planning. It's costly emotionally, financially, and it is very similar when you get divorced. So to get divorced, you likewise have to fill out a lot of paperwork, even more paperwork than it takes to get married in the first place. You've got pleadings that you have to file in cases that go to trial. There's subpoenas, there's witnesses that testify, and you've got to go to court. You're not going to a church or a wedding location, but ironically, some people actually get married at the courthouse and then get divorced at that same courthouse. So in theory, it could end where it all began. And then you're juggling the family issues. We all know the family gets entangled in that divorce process themselves. The family members can take sides, have a stake in terms of how that case is going to work itself out. And obviously that is costly both financially if you go to court, and it's costly from an emotional sense having to go through the divorce process. So, I think a good frame for the folks out there is, getting married is a lot of work. It costs a lot of money. There's a lot of emotions that go into it. And I just think as a prelude, you've got to look at the divorce in kind of that similar vein. All right? But my case is easy. We both want to get divorced. That's kind of the common retort when we try to tell people that, look, this is a complicated process. This isn't like a speeding ticket, something really simple in the legal field. I mean, this has long-term repercussions, and I would just say, in terms of the repercussions on a family and people's lives, this is probably one of the most impactful areas of law. This affects kids, maybe the way the rest of the kids' lives will go. It could affect financially the parties in terms of the ability to move on with their life. So, I mean, the divorce process is serious business.